Hello, I am very unexpectedly coming to you from my mom's house in Eastern Oregon. So I have driven out here from Arkansas. It's an 1,800-mile drive, so quite a ways, because we are just experiencing some hardships in our family. I have one family member in the hospital right now, and it's pretty critical in ICU. We would really appreciate your prayers. And then unexpectedly, just a couple days after I got out here, one of my aunts ended up passing away. And so that has been super hard to deal with, definitely. But I came out here to bring support to my family for our family member in the hospital, and it looks like the Father has me out here to also bring support and be able to grieve with my family for the sudden loss of our aunt. So anyway, I'm out here in Eastern Oregon. I'm on my mom's patio, and I wanted to do my July TBR tentative plan. I just kind of threw a bunch of stuff together in my car and just, started driving on Thursday. And so I have some of the things that I want to read this month with me. And then I figure if I'm not headed home in the next, 4 or 5 days, then I will just have my daughter put together a box and send it out here to me to finish up what I have planned for this month. But again, I'm also dealing with all the things that we're dealing with. Who knows what I'm gonna have for reading time. So my Jane Austen July, my summer school plans and all that might spill over into August and September, which is totally fine. It's fine to be flexible, but I sat down tonight and wrote out my plans for July, kind of tentatively. So I wanted to share that with you guys. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do for July is Jane Austen July, of course. And I'm gonna give you guys just a little sneak peek at a fun giveaway that I'm doing. And then either tomorrow or the next day, I will actually make a video with details and pictures and all the stuff about the subscriber giveaway. But the subscriber giveaway starts now. So I am doing a Jane Austen July subscriber giveaway. All this month, you guys can enter to win a selection of prizes, and I will show all of that to you in my actual official announcement video, like I said, tomorrow or the next day. I have prizes that are gonna go to American subscribers, and then also prizes that could go to international subscribers. So everybody is welcome to enter this giveaway. And it's just a thank you to the people who have subscribed to my channel, a way to celebrate Jane Austen. And I got a couple of things when I was in England to give away, and then I've got some things here. So here's just the basics, and then, like I said, more detailed video coming soon. So to enter this giveaway, you need to be a subscriber, first of all. Secondly, you'll just go down to the description box. There will be a link, and it will say Jane Austen July subscriber giveaway, okay? And then click on that, and all you're gonna need to put in is your name, your email, and let me know if you're a subscriber, and a keyword, okay? Now, in every video that I make during the month of July, I will be saying a keyword, and it's gonna be a different word for every video. So you gotta watch all the videos, and you gotta listen all the way through, because I will just randomly say the keyword is, and then I'll say whatever it is, okay? And so when you catch that, write it down, and then when the video is over, go to the little giveaway link in the description box and put in your entry for that video. Like I said, it's gonna be a different word for every video, so you will have however many chances to enter as I put up videos in the month of July. And then at the end of the month, I will draw winners, and we will have 4 different winners, and then I will send the international packages to the international winners and the stateside packages to the US winners, and all will be well. So if you want to enter that giveaway, make sure you are subscribed, catch the keyword that I will say sometime in this video, and then go fill out the little form, and then come back and do that every time you see a video for me in July. So my main plan for July is to participate in Jane Austen July. I've been looking forward to it. I collected things for it. I've put off reading when I really felt like reading Jane Austen, knowing that I would be doing those things in Jane Austen July. So I'm going to participate in the challenges that were given by the different co-hosts. And the first one is this: read one of Jane Austen's 6 main novels. So I actually have 2 that I want to read this month. I have been really desiring to read Northanger Abbey again. I think it is my current favorite. I kind of switch around, but right now it's kind of my current favorite. I got this copy at the Jane Austen's House Museum in Chawton when I went a couple of weeks ago to England, and all that video footage is coming here pretty soon. At the end of this video, you're gonna see some more Winchester, but here pretty soon I'll be putting up the stuff from my trip to Jane Austen's house in Chawton. But anyway, so I got this one. I really like the illustrations in these because they're cool. I think they're kind of old. I don't know, I haven't taken the time to really see who is the illustrator, but this one has some good ones. This is just the Wordsworth Classics. It was like super cheap, and I picked it up in England because I was just like, I really want to read Northanger Abbey. I already have a copy at home, and I wanted to start it there, and then I didn't end up starting it there, so I will start it here. And then I would also like to read Mansfield Park. I have not read Mansfield Park for quite a while. And also I just read Lover's Vows by Elizabeth Inchbald last month. And that is the play that is featured in this story. And so I want to reread Mansfield Park and kind of look for parallels. Why did Jane Austen choose that play to feature in this story, etc.? I just kind of want to see if I can do a little sleuthing and enjoy the story as well. So I definitely want to read those 2 this month if I can get to it. But I also got this copy of Emma just now from my mom. She gave this to me the last couple of days since I've been here, and it has been pretty heavily annotated by the previous owner, which I actually don't really mind. In some books I would mind, but I think it will be really interesting to see what this reader thought about Jane Austen's work. And so I may get to that this month, but I would like to get to it within the next year for sure, but I'm not necessarily putting it on the list for this month at this time anyway. And then number 2 for the challenge is read something by Jane Austen that is not a main 6, not one of the main 6. And I'm going to read Leslie Castle. So that is a book that I got while I was in England. It's really short. It's an unfinished work. And so I'm gonna read through that. All right, then number 3, read a nonfiction about Jane Austen or her time. And like everybody else on BookTube, it seems, I'm going to be reading Jane Austen's Bookshelf by Rebecca Romney. This is a book that talks about the different authors who influenced Jane Austen and their works. Some of them I've read, some of them I have not yet read, but I'm going to be reading through this, and I actually have already started it. I'm only like 10 pages in, but I'm going to read that for my nonfiction. Number 4 says, read a retelling or a historical fiction from that time. And I'm going to read The Rushworth Family Plot by Claudia Gray. It's number 4 in the, I can't remember how she puts it. I think it's Mr. Darcy and Miss Tilney mystery series by Claudia Gray. The sleuths in this series are Lizzie and Darcy's son and Henry and Catherine's daughter. So they met at a party, and they're both young people, and so they start solving mysteries, and it features Jane Austen's characters, and I really like those. And the number 4 book just came out like not even 2 weeks ago. I didn't even realize it had come out yet, or I would have already had it in my little hands, but I'm going to order at Amazon Prime, so it should be here in just a couple of days, and I can read that for my retelling or historical fiction. All right, number 5 is read a book by a contemporary of Jane Austen. So anyone who, lived or wrote between 1775 and 1817. And so I'm going to read Elizabeth Inchbald's story, A Simple Story. And I have that. I really think I have it here somewhere. I just couldn't find it, but I think it's in a different bag upstairs. So that is on my plan to read for that challenge. Number 6 is watch a direct screen adaptation. And for that one, I love the 1987 version of Northanger Abbey. It has Catherine Schlesinger, I think that's how you say it, and Peter Firth in it. And it is so like dorky. I just really, really love it. So I want to watch that again. And then number 7 is watch a modern retelling. And for that, I'm just not really sure. I watched Clueless on the plane. I've watched like You've Got Mail on the plane last year. I don't really want to watch, you know, like Bridget Jones' Diary. Like, I'm not really sure what I want to do, but I think I'm probably going to watch something from Pemberley Digital, the YouTube channel Pemberley Digital. They have like one on Emma, and I think that might be fun for me to listen to when I'm driving home, whenever I end up going home, because I've got like, I think it took me like 34 hours to drive out here, and that was with stopping for sleep for, you know, like 90 minutes every now and then. This time going back, I'll probably get a hotel at least halfway. So anyway, I think I'll have lots of time to listen to those. So that's probably going to be my deal for watching a modern retelling. All right, and then besides Jane Austen July, I'm really just going to focus on reading my Children's Classic Challenge read-along book for this month, which is A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I'm pretty sure my mom has a copy of that somewhere around here, so I won't need to be sending off for that. And then also, I've brought some of the books for my summer school. I did make a video on that. If you guys haven't seen that, I will put that up here for you. But I have a summer school plan that I was going to do over June, July, and August. And I have got a couple things done in June, but not nearly as much as I would have liked to. I actually just today bought a sketchbook for my nature journal. So I really want to get started on that. And right now I'm just kind of basically sitting around hospital room with family and, you know, just kind of waiting. And so I feel like I probably should be like doing something productive, reading, writing, something. So some of the things that I have that I brought with me for that, my Mudlarking book by Laura Meiklem, and I brought my Rooted nature journal type book by Lyanda Lynn Haupt, and I brought a Sand County Almanac by Aldo Leopold, and the keyword is Emma. And I also brought The Medieval Housewife, which is by Tony Mount, just kind of a thin something to put in my purse and, you know, just kind of read when things are a little distracted. And then finally, I did bring along my pamphlet from the Jane Austen Center in Bath. It's just a few pages long, but I really wanted to read this and I haven't read it yet, so I brought it to read as well. So those are some of my possibilities for July. You know, who knows what's going to happen. Things are really up in the air right now as far as me and my time and how my month is going to look. But I really just wanted to kind of still have my plan and still try to focus on this goal, right? Because while we are grieving and struggling and things are hard, I also feel like part of just my own peace and comfort is going to be doing something that is regular and routine, right? And the thing that I really enjoy reading and then writing about what I read. So I will go ahead and end it here, and you guys can watch the footage that I put on here from Winchester. I do a reading from Charlotte Yonge, one of her books, on here because she is associated with Winchester and actually even has a memorial in Winchester Cathedral dedicated to her. So if you guys want to watch that, feel free, but be sure and put the keyword that I mentioned in this video into that little link down below, right, to enter the giveaway, and then come back for every July video to enter the giveaway so that you can get some cool Jane Austen stuff. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a beautiful day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. One of the downsides of visiting a place many times and becoming familiar is that you miss really obvious things, like this gigantic city museum right here beside the cathedral that I've never noticed before. So today I'm really trying to notice things. This is the little park in front of the cathedral. I'm sure it has a more fantastic name than Little Park in front of the cathedral. But it smells so amazing here right now. I don't know what it is that I'm smelling, but it is lovely. It might just be the smell of all these trees and just fresh air, but this is a great day. Another literary figure related to Winchester is the author Charlotte Mary Yonge. She lived near here and featured Winchester in some of her stories, as well as the surrounding countryside, as you can imagine. In one of her stories, Heart's Ease, she talks about some of her characters overlooking the cathedral. The next morning, Arthur was engaged and left her to be the guide to the cathedral, whereat she looked shy and frightened. But Mr. Martindale set himself to reassure her, and the polished gentleness of his manner soon succeeded. They stood on the hill overlooking the town and the Vale of Itchen, winding away till lost between the green downs that arose behind their crested neighbor, St. Catherine's Hill, and in the valley beneath reposed the grey cathedral's lengthened nave and square tower, its lesser likeness, St. Cross, and the pinnacles of the college tower. "A very pretty view," said Mr. Martindale. "The old buildings are very fine, but it is not like our own hills. No, it is hard on Hampshire Downs to compare them to Cumberland Mountains. But it is so sunny and beautiful," said the bright young bride. "See the sunshine on the green meadows and the haymaking. Oh, I shall always love it." John heard a great deal of happiness in those words. "I never saw a cathedral before," she added. "Have you been over this one?" "Yes, but it will be such a treat to go again. One can't take a quarter of it in at once." "No, it takes half a lifetime to learn a cathedral properly." "It is a wonderful thing," she said with the same serious face. Then, changing her tone to one of eagerness, "I want to find Bishop Fox's tomb, for he was a North Country bishop." John smiled. "You are perfect in the cathedral history. I bought a little book about it." Her knowledge was, he found, in a girlish state of keen interest, and not deficient, but what pleased him best was that as they entered and stood at the west door, looking down the whole magnificent length of the nave, choir, and chapel, the embowed roof high above, sustained on massive pillars, she uttered a low murmur of "beautiful," and there was a heartfelt expression of awe and reverence on her face, a look as of rapt thought chased away in a moment by his eye, and giving place to quiet pensiveness. After the service, they went over the building, but though eager for information, the gravity did not leave her, nor did she speak at once when they emerged into the close. I attended church here earlier today, and it was so lovely to hear the choir from back here. Well, I wasn't back here, they were back here. Actually, they were right in front of that wooden screen there. But you can imagine how beautiful it sounded with all of this up here. I had never attended church here, even though I have toured many times. Earlier this year, you guys heard me rave on and on about the Cat Jarman book on the mortuary chests. The book is called The Bone Chests, and here they are. Those boxes up there on top. There we go. That's what we're talking about. So, there are 6 here. There's one upstairs in the Kings and Scribes exhibit, and I'm not sure if it is a replica or one of the actual bone chests. And then here is that Victorian era screen that was made to replace the one that was destroyed. And here's your reminder to always look up. It's a beautiful view, and there's still a little of the haze left over from the incense that they burned in the service just about an hour or so ago. I love looking at these embroidered seat cushions. From what I can tell, the no two are alike. There is a book out by Tracy, is it Chevalier? And I can't remember what it's called, but she talks about the women who embroidered these. It's a fictional story. I have not read it, and I probably won't just because of some of the content, but I'm sure it's a fascinating story, especially to those who are familiar with the cathedral. I showed you some of these when I was at Bath Abbey, but this church truly has a really amazing amount of these little carvings here on the ends of the choir stalls. This is an example of a misericord, and so when you lift up these choir benches, there will be these sometimes pretty funny little carvings underneath. That's a fun study in itself, is to study misericords. And I really love the blue up above here with the stars. I just think that is so pretty. This is truly my favorite part of the cathedral. It is so beautiful back here, and there are so many fun things to see. You could spend hours studying the different carvings and the embroidery work and the screen. There's just so much. There is a lot of graffiti all throughout the church here. Some of it are very old. That one I believe says 1666 or 1655. This is called the Holy Hole, and I believe it is the entrance to the shrine of Saint Swithin. If I have the wrong saint, I will put that down below. But the pilgrims would come and crawl on their hands and knees across this stone floor. Much of these medieval tiles are the real thing. And they would crawl through that hole, and under there is the shrine of possibly Saint Swithin. Now, I have only been walking on this floor for about an hour. My feet are already killing me. I can't imagine crawling on it hands and knees up the stairs. But first you gotta go all the way down the nave. It's a long way to be on your hands and knees.